Greetings, Peter from Mini Warzone here. It's Monday and it's time for another episode of P&Q. This is the episode, this is the series where you get to ask me questions or make comments and I respond to them. Before I start, just get comfy here. Not done it here before. On a different chair. Kind of weird. Before we get going, just a couple of disclaimers. One, if you're easily offended by anything, best not watch, just in case. Two, if I happen to get any usernames wrong, I do apologise. I do my utmost best to get them right. Okay. Now, if you want to contact me or send a question my way or comment, do it one of two ways. One, pop a comment down below. That's getting more popular. Or if you want to remain more anonymous, then just drop me an email at miniwarzone@gmail.com and I will respond the following week. Okay, first one. Well, we're going to start with emails, by the way. Emails first. So I just print them out. I've got emails because they're usually shorter, and the one is a little bit longer. But emails first, and then comments. And here we go from there. Okay, first email. Greetings from Somerset. Hey, my brother lives in Somerset. Can I ask if those Ronin statues are actually made of stone? No, they're plastic. The ones I got from the convention. They're just grey plastic and I just painted them up to look like stone. And thank you for your comment. God, the sun is really coming down here. It's a strange weather, isn't it, at the moment? 1 minute it's like this. The next minute is overcast, pouring with rain, hail, snow in some parts. It's just weird. Anyway, onwards. Hey Pete, can I ask, is your bolt action series going to be ongoing or just until you've gone through the rulebook? Do you know, I hadn't actually thought of it. I suppose the manoeuvres one would be just until I've gone through the rulebook, but I'll still be doing bolt action stuff as well as that. Next one. Hi Pete, I was wondering where you got the name Mini Warzone from. I'm not sure if I may have done this in an early video, but anyway, I'll do it again anyway. Basically, Mini Warzone was going to be the name of, I was going to be running a club for wargaming. Being totally new at this, I thought best way to get into it is to get a club up and running. And what would be popular, because you got larger game clubs out there, smaller game, skirmish type game. That way, one, there'd be smaller games, hence the name Mini. Two, more younger people might be able to get involved because they don't need to have big armies as such. So there's another link for the name Mini. So it was aimed to be a club for younger people. Doesn't have to be. It wasn't exclusive, but to encourage younger people with smaller armies to play small skirmish type games. But it kind of never really took off for one reason and another. It just ended up becoming the name of my YouTube channel, Mini Warzone. Now it's Mini as in miniature Warzone. That's kind of what I stick to. Okay, thank you for your question. Next, do you get to play very often? Do you ever solo game? Would you ever consider it? I don't get to play very often, every now and then, not often. Although I did have a cracking game of bolt action yesterday, and I'll take this opportunity to say a huge thank you to John from the Plymouth Association of Wargamers. Thank you so much for taking me through bolt action, my first ever bolt action game. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Those rules I love the rules. It's nice and easy, good for flow of game. It's really good, and I love that. And thank you so much for taking your time out to do that for me, and I really do appreciate it. Thank you again. But going back to this question, do you ever get to play often? So no, I don't get to play very often. Do you have a solo game? No, I've never solo gamed before, but would I consider it? Yeah, sure. If I couldn't get any games with anyone else, sure, I'd consider solo play. In fact, bolt action lends itself very well to that, I think. the game mechanics of that seem to lend itself very well to solo gaming. Sure, I would try it. Okay, next. Hi Pete, please don't take this the wrong way, but dude, you need to tidy your work area up. LOL. Yeah, I know. Help. I need help. Yes. And last email. Hi Pete. To elaborate on what never grows old, yes, it was in reference to the Werewolf book that you had in the background. Then in brackets, well done Ralph, at least somebody got it. Winky face. I used to play Vampire all the time, but then gradually steered more to the direction of Werewolf. That's the same as me. It was just cooler and had more of a dire, desperate air about it. Ah, good times. Keep up the good work, and please do some more 40k stuff soon. Well, thank you for coming back with what that was all about, because I tend not to get it. But yeah, thank you. On with the comments now that were left below last week, and they always go in reverse order just because it's easier for me. They'll all get read anyway. So starting this time with most recent first, it's Uncta. And he says, great vid to watch and listen to. I loved the White Wolf games when we still had a storyteller for them in our RPG group. Smiley face. Yeah, they're kind of dying out a bit now, but there's still a few around. Still a few groups around. And I've got I have a couple of friends that used to be in our, I don't know what you call it, werewolf, vampire, whatever, White Wolf storytelling group. So I've still got a couple of friends of those dotted around. We should hook up and get a game going sometime. Thank you for your comment. Yo ADHD says, off topic, but any interesting stories behind the tats? Well, everyone has an interesting story. I can't remember how many I've got now. 10, 11, I don't know. But everyone has an interesting story. None really, none I can say here, really, but let's put it that way. Right, but thank you for your question. Moving on. DEnd79 says, if you're interested in Rorke's Drift, in brackets, Anglo-Zulu War, then Black Powder is right set for you. Also, you can find some British and Zulu plastic models from Warlord Games and War Games Factory. And Warlord Games also have a whole range of buildings which allows you to replay scenes from movie. That's good. Actually, I saw some of the Zulu figures at the convention I went to, and I instantly thought, oh wow, that looks so cool, because I love Zulu. I just love that movie, the whole Rorke's Drift thing. I think that's just an amazing. I'd love to be able to play that out on as a game sometime. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll document it. Maybe I don't know. I'd love to be able to get a game of that sometime. That looks in any scale. I don't care. Looks really cool. Yeah. So thanks for that. Moving on. Solvent Abuse UK says White Wolf made some great games. Yes, I agree. They made some cracking games. They really were good. And they were very, amongst my kind of social group at the time, and a lot of them were students. It was very popular, hugely popular. Yeah, many games. Starting early evening, going on into the early hours, just play until the sun rose. You know, when we say, well, we can't play now. You know, it's kind of almost interacting with the real life thing, with the sunlight and vampires having to go to ground and stuff. And that was really cool. Okay, I'm trying to get these names right. Is it? Okay. Crew Orange Lucilius. I hope I got that right. Kind of cool if I did. Crew Orange Lucilia says, nice update. My question is, how do you keep up with all your various ventures? Do you have a list to keep track of everything, or do you flit from one project to another and do whatever takes your fancy on any given day? Yes, I do. Literally flit from one project to another. In fact, I can be painting a miniature, say a tunic, and I think, I've had enough of this. Right, I want to do some zombies. Do that for a bit. Think, oh no, I want to do some scenery now, so put that to... Yeah, my attention span is quite erratic. The only time I seem to spend most time on any given project is when I'm filming on the bench, which is another reason I love doing that series so much, because it helps me get stuff done, and hopefully you get stuff done too. The only thing I do, like structure wise, I always do P&Q on a Monday, right? Always do that. Tuesday I usually do YouTube channel of the week. Wednesday I usually do on the bench with Pete or chill with Pete. Either ones. I have done both before, but there's not really a lot of point, because what I say in one I kind of would repeat in the other. If I'm feeling up to modelling, I'm doing the on the bench stuff. If I'm not, it's a chill with Pete. Simple as that. On the bench goes on a lot longer than chill with Pete, because that is usually just the length of time it takes me to drink a cup of coffee or tea, and then I'm done. But yeah, how do I keep up with it though? I don't know. Sometimes I really don't know. I just keep going, just keep on doing, keep on checking. Thank you for your question. Ralph Astley says, what never grows old? Maybe a vampire. Could be a reference to the Werewolf game we had in the background of a previous video, and yeah, as it transpires, it was, and I never picked up on that. So, that's happened to me before with things, like the bells jingling thing on during the Christmas period. I never got that, what that was all about, and sometimes it takes someone else to say, oh, I think they mean that or this, and yeah, I just didn't pick up on it. That's just me. But yes, you're quite right there, so well done, Ralph. Well, I got a blank page there. So we've got one more after this. Idic Beer says, great chat, bud. Nice answers. You were talking about the RPG dice, D10, etc. Do you think GW should introduce these types of dice into 40k? No. Is my short answer to that. No, because I think 40k rules are confusing enough as it is without adding any extra stuff on. Imagine if they introduced D10s into 40k, what havoc that could cause, doing percentages on dice. I think it would just open up a whole new arena of grey areas for people to moan about. So no, I think it's cool as it is. D6s. I always wanted, when I played the White Wolf games, because they were solely D10s, and I always wished they had another dice in there as well. I wish they would use D6s too, or another dice, because sometimes rolling D10s to every little thing, you know. I'm just at random looking this up. You're in the game, you want to pick a lock on a door, you'd need dice. What's your lock picking skills? I have 4 in that, because I'm an expert burglar or whatever. So 4d10, it's a difficulty of 4 for you, and you roll it, and then you add modifiers, and it's just no. I just like roll a dice, yes, no. I love that kind of format. Not that then, although there are games that add modifiers and subtract modifiers, that's fine. But sometimes when you use it, I don't know, the percentage thing just kind of, I kind of thought it slowed the game up a little bit, doing it the way they did it. I think combat needed a little tweaking in those games, but they were more about the actual role playing itself for me. It was more about the role playing and the storytelling than it was about the gaming and fighting, although that was highly enjoyable. But it was more about that. It was more about the actual playing out the scenes and the actual role playing. It really was role playing, and for me that's what it was. I think I'm going off topic here. Anyway, yes, should GW introduce these types of dice? Typically no. I think stick with D6s. You're fine with those. You do anything you want on a D6, I think. And that is it. Because the next page is blank. And I don't know why I've got a blank sheet of paper in here. Well, all that remains for me is to say, don't forget, leave your comments or questions below or email me at miniwarzone@gmail.com. I'll put a link in the video description below. Have yourselves a cracking week ahead, and I'll see you on the next video, guys. Cheers!